Hello, good evening everyone. Hello, and oops, let me just move my pumpkin out the way. It's a little ceramic pumpkin, so let me just shove that over there. There we go. Knocking everything off. Sorry everyone. I was literally just sorting some bits out on the channel as I did that. So good evening everybody, good evening, welcome to the stream. This is Beyond Authentic, Weird and Witchy, where we're doing tarot tonight. So yes indeedy. So there's a few changes happening. I've got lots of new videos to show you. I've been really busy on this channel over the last few days, updating a few bits and pieces. So if you do want a tarot reading, you do have to come over to the YouTube channel, which is Beyond Authentic, Weird and Witchy, which is exactly as it is just down here now. Look, just down there, spelt like that. So if you're watching this on the Facebook, you do need to come over to the YouTube channel just there, and you do need to be subscribed. Once you've done that, we'll be able to get you on the list for readings. That's how it's going to work tonight. I've got a little thing. Do you want to see a new thing? We have a super strong connection here, right? Oh my God! I've got a new thing. I've been busy. It's good, isn't it? And then we've also, there's other ones as well, which I'll get to as we go through tonight. Good evening to Nick. Neil. Oh, Glenn's here as well. Good evening to Nick. Right, hang on. We got so many people in the chat already. I'm just starting. So let's go through everyone. Ed is here. Good evening, Ed. How are we all this decidedly cold Sunday? It's very cold, Ed. It's very cold. Liz is asking for a reading. Thank you, Liz. We'll get on to that. I'll open up the list very shortly. Necro Neil is here. Neil, I've done something for you. I hope you like it. Glenn Offick is here. Hello, Glenn. Glad you can make it. We'll see. Shivani is here. Hello, Shivani. Radhakrishnan. Hopefully I've said it. Radhakrishnan. Hopefully I've said that right. Is the YouTube spelt the same as the Facebook? It is all now spelt the same. Yes, everything is now spelt the same. Just like this, just down here. I've got a Christmas jumper on because why not? Santa and Rudolph in a convertible car sleigh, don't know. Wolf Boy is here. He says, hi everyone, I'm busy wrapping up my puppy's Christmas presents. Oh, that's so cute. Well, he's trying to help himself to all of them. Yep, we went and bought a load of treats in, where was it? B&M. Got some really good dog stuff this season. Really, it was crap last year, but this year they've got some really good B&M and Home Bargains, some really good big like chewy things and things to destroy, all of that. So they got all their treats over the last couple of days. Well, they didn't get them yet, but we bought them all, put stuff away as you do. And you should see the little ones. They're literally going, oh, what's this? What's that, mummy? What's in the bag? Can I have that? Absolutely hilarious. But yeah, so Neil, I've got a thing. Let me know your thoughts, Neil. Are you ready? I'm going to play you a thing. Are you ready? This is just for Necro Neil. If you don't know what Necro Neil or who Necro Neil is, you need to be on this channel. We are filming more podcasts. Next year, we are going to be coming out with maybe 2 a month. It's going to be very good. I'm very excited. All of that. But Neil has been a very good friend of mine for since we were both kids, really. So that's at least 5 years now since we were young, Neil, isn't it? At least 5 years. And Neil is the creator, the writer, the publisher, the person behind one of the most amazing 80s horror fanzines you're ever going to see. So hopefully you like this. I've not had a chance to play it for you. I've literally finished this. This is why I was coming on a little bit bedraggled and a little bit hectic, and I've not done my hair or anything, because I made this. Yes, it did. What do you think? Oh my God. So if you like it, let me know. Kirsty's here. Hello, my darling. Just a quick pop in as you're full of a head cold. Oh my God, my darling, I know the feeling. Wanted to say hi and hit the thumbsy uppy button. Ah, thank you very much, Kirsty. Get well very, very, very soon. Get well. There's nothing worse. We had somebody came into the warehouse the other week, earlier this week, last week, and they basically came in with a bit of a stonking fever and cold and everything. So a day later, Rufus went down with it, and a day after that, I went down with it, and we literally have been off all week, basically with the fever, the cold, the fever, cold, the fever, and the cold. So just a nightmare. But anyway. Yes, I know what it's like. But you've got 3 kids to look after. Oh, sorry, 4 kids, because you've got 3 kids and a husband. You've got 4 kids to look after as well. So that must be an absolute nightmare when you're feeling poorly. But anyway, thank you for popping in, my darling. We do need to catch up soon. And yeah, we really do need to catch up soon. Neil, that's amazing. Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it. So yes, the podcast and future podcasts are all sponsored now by the amazing Necronomicon zine. Get yourself over to etsy.com and search for Necroneil. You'll find it. It's amazing. I love it. And there's also 3 of my favorite films in that thing. Let me know. I'll play it again in a little bit. Let me know if you are a horror fan. Can you name, Neil, you're not included in this, can you name the 3 horror films in the opening picture that you can see the characters from? That's the question. Patricia Lomas is here. Good evening all. Hope everyone is good. I've had a lot of coffee in the last couple of hours, so I am bouncing off the walls and buzzing my tits off. So yeah, very busy day today, but it's been good. Ed says that, Ace says that. Thank you, Ed. Oh, bear with me. I'll tell you how to do that in a second. Oh, Liz, I'll tell you how to do that in just 1 second. That is disgusting, Kirsty. It's got the whole household, so there's snot galore. I can do a lot of things. I don't mind a lot of bodily fluids, but snot is just no. No, thank you. No, thank you. You know when little kids go, like sometimes you see them at playgrounds and things, don't you? Not that I hang around playgrounds, but you know what I mean? You sometimes see kids all like on a bus and they're going up to their mum and they've got snot all hanging down and bubbles coming out and they're like, oh, I couldn't. I'd just be like, no, not today. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Wolf Boyo, anyone want to join in wrapping up 42 presents? He's 10 months old and a puppy. You spoil him, Wolf Boyo. But anyway, Rosario, good evening, Rosario Alvarez, hello and welcome. Nanda Santosa, hello, my darling. Nanette's Necessity, I nearly caught your live. Oh, I think it was yesterday. It popped up on my thing, and then by the time I went to look at it, I think you'd come off it. I'd been playing Star Trek for a few hours, so it was quite late. But yes, hello, my darling. I hope you are well. One of these days, I am gonna pop in on your live again. Yeah, absolutely. Shivani's saying to take care, Kirsty. Absolutely, my darling. Get yourself lots of vitamin C. All of that. Nanette's Necessities Entertainment Hideout. You changed your name again. You did. I like that though. I like the Entertainment Hideout. I think it's a really cool. Feels like a man cave, but you know what I mean. You know, like a she cave they call it, don't they? It just feels really like, yay! Look at this. Look how cool I am. I'm so cool. We're gonna hang out and we're gonna talk about all the things that is necessary. That word to Nanette. You did change your name again. I noticed. Liz, okay, new here. No worries, my darling. I'm going to get to that. Everyone's saying hello. Oh my God, the chat is going bonkers. Yeah, snotty. Play it again so you can see it. I will do. Right, okay. You'll have to do an idea for the podcast too. Isolating some weird quotes out of context would be fun. I'm working on it, Neil. Literally, right? The last couple of days, because I've had a bit of time at home because we couldn't go into the warehouse because you're not allowed when you're poorly. We've basically been like, yay, let's let's do stuff. So we've sorted out a few bits in the flat. We've got stuff out the house on Olio, and I've got stuff on FaceBay and all sorts of stuff. So we got rid of a load of stuff. And then I was like, oh, I've got some time to do new idents. So we're going to start the tarot in a couple of minutes, everyone. So if you're wanting a reading, I will let you know in just a few seconds. In fact, have I got a banner? I have got a banner. Let me just find which one it is. Here we go. So this is what you need to do. Start your question with the word question. Pop those on. I will read for those that I am drawn to. You can do that now. We'll open it right now. We'll start the readings in about 5 minutes time. So if you want a tarot reading, you do need to be subscribed to this channel, and you need to make sure that you start your question with the word question. That way it can get picked up and I can star it and all of those lovely things. Right then, let's have a look. That was it, Nanette. 25 days of Christmas movies. Oh, I'm sorry you've been poorly as well. Do you know what it is, right? Because of COVID, when everybody was poorly, we all wore masks and none of us got any bugs. Now none of us are wearing masks every single day again. People are circulating, and it's the first time that these bugs have been around for a couple of years. And of course, all of our immune systems, we're not used to it. So we're all dropping like flies. And then because in the UK right now, it's super cold, but also super dry. And that's the perfect conditions for viruses just to hang around. So that's what's been happening. But yeah, it was your 25 days of Christmas movies. I was literally doing Star Trek, and I came off it and you were on the YouTube, and I was like, oh, I'll go and do that. Went for a wee, and then I came back and you'd finished. It was ridiculously late though. For me, it was like, I mean, for you it'd be like late at night. For me, it was crack of dawn. The sun was almost getting the postman delivering. I mean, it wasn't a strike day, but anyway. So that's what you need to do. If you want to ask a question on the tarot, just pop the word question followed by your question into the chat. You can do that now. While we're doing that, this is, again, I'll play it a little bit later as well, but this is the new ident for Necroneil, the Necronomicon zine. So have a guess, if you know, you know, what horror films are the first 3 films in the first part of this. You'll see what I mean. What are the 3 films in the first part of this? I love it. I love it so much. Anyway, that's just me being a bit bonkers. There's lots happening at the moment over on my other channel as well, which is Beyond Authentic Health and Beauty. So there's a cancer update that we filmed and a health update that we filmed. Rufus is talking about Slimming World. I'm talking about my weight and all the cancer stuff. So that's all going to go up this week coming over on the other channel. Let's see what you said. G-Man, hello G-Man. You need to put the word question in if you want to start. Oh no, Ed's got a cold as well. Just haven't got your voice anymore. Oh my God, that's awful. Everybody's dropping like flies. Liz, I've got your question in. Nanette, I've got your question in. G-Man, you need to start your question with the word question if you want your question in. But yeah, have a guess at what those videos were, because we're going to start tarot coming up straight after this. We have a super strong connection here, right? Oh my God! What will your card say? Exactly, that is the question. If you are new here, the way I read tarot is a little bit different to other readers. It's very intuitive. I've been reading tarot for over 25 years. I know, right? I started when I was a fetus. What can I say? Been reading for over 25 years. I actually think I've worked it out. I think I was 18 and a half when I started reading, which is it's closer to 30 years than it is 25, and I don't like that. So yeah, that's you know what I mean, a little bit scary. So I have been reading in that time. I started reading, then I took a break, then I came back to it probably about 15-16 years ago. I took a break of a couple of years because I was busy doing other things with my life, and then Oh my God, we've done all sorts. I've read at parties. I used to read on a Saturday evening, so on a Saturday afternoon in the Corn Exchange. I've run, you name it. I've done lots of things within the tarot world, and now I'm here doing this because I enjoy it and because YouTube gives you a massive amount of freedom to do stuff. But on this channel, I need to let you all know. Have I got the doodah? Hang on, I might even have a doodah. I'm still working out where my doodahs are. Oh yes, it says it on here. Look, it should be on here where it says tarot is for entertainment purposes only. You do need to be 18 years of age or over to request a reading on this channel. And obviously, you make all your own decisions about your own life, right? Do not let some weird stranger on the internet with a stuffed crow behind her on one side and some witchy wand things on the other. Do not let a stranger on the internet decide your life for you. You make all of your life's decisions. Tarot reading is very good for a lot of things. It can give you pointers, it can give you some ideas. What it can't do is to replace medical advice, counseling advice, financial advice, or legal advice. And also what it can't do is it can't replace that like learned professional advice. So if you're looking for that, please go and search that. Now, I've got to say, I have a little bit of counseling training. I might know a little bit of legal stuff just from like being an old union rep back in the day. I might have all sorts of experience, but I am not a qualified person in any of those fields. So if you want to seek out that type of information and you want that support, please go and see a professional. Listen, if you've got a weird rash, don't go to a tarot reader, go to a doctor. If you've spent £7,000 or $25,000 on something you saw on QVC or on eBay, don't ask a tarot reader whether it was a good purchase. Phone a financial advisor. If you were being sued because of something that you said or did to someone, and don't ask a tarot reader, get a lawyer, right? That's how life works. Then come and ask a tarot reader. Once you've got all your professional opinions out there, then come to one of us and see, oh, should I have done that? Should I have done this? Could I have done this differently? Then do all of that stuff. But seek out professional advice first. Right. Just to say, if you haven't been here before, you'll hear me refer to dragons. Now, I'm not insane. I don't believe that there are actual factual dragons living in my house. However, there is elemental energy. And that elemental energy has got the 5 elements: earth, air, fire, water, and spirit. Those 5 energies appear to me and come through as effectively as dragons. I call them dragons. They're actually a cross between an egregore or a servitor. It's a whole thing. It's a thing. Anyway, I refer to them as dragons. Each one has got a different personality. Each one comes through with different readings and brings different information. So you'll hear me refer to them. Also, as I read, you'll hear me ring a bell. What that bell is doing is it's cleansing the air around me. It literally, the vibrations of the bell cleanse my space and keep it sacred. So only those entities, energies that we allow to be here are here. Okay. Now, although I am a witch, I do practice witchcrafty stuff. This isn't anything to do with that. This is just tarot. Okay. So don't be scared. If you would like a reading, please feel free to ask. It's for any denomination. You can have any faith, no faith whatsoever. We don't deal with demons or any of that stuff. We just read the cards. Okay. That's what we do. So all of that being said, it's time that I've got your reading in, G-Man. It's time that we start some tarot. So I do have to say, because this is on the interwebs, okay, everything that we say is going to be public knowledge. Now, that might sound really obvious, but because it is public knowledge, if I delete this video tomorrow, if I delete the channel, if I come off YouTube altogether, this video could still exist somewhere. I go through all of the videos up to a month ago, get unlisted. So when this video is a month old, this one will become unlisted just because of the way YouTube's algorithm works. There will be a playlist called Unlisted Live Streams that will be on there eventually. I haven't sorted it out yet. I ran out of time today, but then you'll be able to go back and watch old streams. But for now, once it's been a month, effectively the videos would disappear unless you go to that playlist. But what that means is you might have something going on in your life that you don't want everybody and anybody to know. Hi, Holland. Hello, all, says Holland from Blue Chalice Arts. Get yourself, while you're over on Etsy looking for Necro Neil, have a look at Blue Chalice Arts as well. Just down there, look, Blue Chalice Arts. Holland is an amazing creator, and they create lots of Celtic-y, witchy, wonderful stuff. Jewelry, stuff for the home, witchy stuff for spells and hangings and doorbell chime, you name it. There's so many things that Holland creates. Go and have a look. And they very, very kindly sent me some lovely bits and pieces in the past. And they're wonderful. They're here. The earrings I wear quite often, the little half moon earrings. Laps, absolutely love what Holland over at Blue Chalice Arts creates. So yeah, go and have a look at that all as well. Totally 100% authentic, beyond authentic recommendation. Run out of breath. So then we're going to crack on with some tarot readings. But as I was saying, this is live on the interweb. So if you do want something, Nanette, you're very close. The movies are Basket Case, Nightbreed and Fright Night. No, they're not. Very close though. Very, very close. One of those is right. One of those is right. I will click on the little button. Oh, look, Holland says, let's all make sure we hit the thumbs up button to show a lot of love for Lisa. Thank you very much. Ed over at Facebook is saying, you can ring my bell. Ring Belial. See what I did there? Ring Belial, because Belial is the name of the character in Basket Case. Oops, that was one of the films. So there are still 2 films that you've not guessed. So I will play that again in a second. But what I was getting to, I know, right? Lots of waffle tonight. What I was getting to is, if you do want a private tarot reading, you can go across here, fiverr.com/beyond authentic. I'm in the process of updating all of that as well, but at the moment it's still got a 1 for a C. If you want a reading over there, you can absolutely get yourself one. And how that works, you can get yourself one, but what I was about to say is I've also got a discount running, and I've changed the way it works. So if you would like a reading, if you book a 6-card reading over on fiverr.com, I will upgrade you to a 10-card reading. So then everybody, we are using the Vice Versa deck again at the moment. I love this tarot deck. So if you don't know, this tarot deck is a Los Scarabeo deck, and it has a front and back on each card. So interestingly, the first card that's come up is the Fool. Now this is the first card in the deck. That's kind of more of a traditional picture of what the Fool looks like. And then we've got, instead of it being a plain back with like a pattern on it, we've actually got the reverse image. So in this case, the daytime picture is all nice and positive. The nighttime one, maybe not so much. So that's what this deck is all about. It's got those hidden meanings, those depths to it, which is why I absolutely love this deck right now. So if you're all ready and set, let's grab a snack, grab a drink. We're going to be here till 9 p.m. Sorry, so about another hour and a half. I'm going to get through as many readings as I can in the time allotted. And yeah, so let's just crack on. It's time to start the tarot. Right then, here we go. So, oh, Rosario, I've got yours in as well. Let me just. So then, the first person I've got in for a reading is. I've got yours as well, Glenn. The first person I've got is Liz. Liz, my darling, if you are here, come and say hello in the live chat. While you're doing that, we will welcome the dragons. So good evening, dragons. Oops, dropped the bell. Good evening, dragons. We're going to be cracking on with some readings tonight. So yeah, Liz is asking a question. What are Asher current feelings for Liz. So Liz, my darling, if you are here, come and say hello in the live stream. Oops, Daisy, did we say hello? Yeah, there you go. Hello, hello Liz. Right then, so this is your reading. I'm not doing timestamps at the moment because it's too many things to try and remember, but I will try and make a note of the names at least. So if you do need to go back and rewatch this, your names will be on the bottom. So then, dragons, what are Asher's feelings towards Liz? And Liz is, hang on, what does that say there? So Asher is an Aquarius, and Liz, oh, Aliza, sorry, is a Virgo. Well, I don't know anything about star signs. I know I am a terrible witch. I really am a terrible, terrible witch. All I know about star signs is my own and Rufus's. So yeah, so just something I never learned. You know what I mean? It's stuff that I've always been aware of throughout the sort of witchy worlds, but it's just something that I've never really studied. So I can't comment on that side of things. But the dragons are going to give me messages through the cards anyway, so we don't really need to know what your star sign is. And if you notice, I have to shuffle now. When I'm shuffling, I have to look directly at the camera so that if any cards are flipping, I don't get any kind of advanced knowledge. And also when we do the cut, I'm very mindful as well that I'm keeping eye contact with you so that I don't see what the cards are. Right then, so 1, 2, and 3. Let's have a look. So we've got, oh, right, okay, a mixed bag. Let's go. So the past position, we have the 8 of Wands, my darling. Now, the 8 of Wands is all about security, but this is not a great card. Okay, it's not bad, but it's not great. Reason I'm saying is that the Wands for me is, which when we talk about security, we're talking about your sense of confidence, how you feel about yourself, how things are going in general. So we're talking about how you view your life. Okay, now if you're wanting to know specifics around if you're wanting to know how he's feeling now, you need to kind of work on where you've got to get to this point. Does that make sense? And it feels like there's a bit of a barrier here. Now, the 8 is, let me explain. Right. So the Wands, in this case, I see them as almost like defensive pikes. You know, medieval fighting, they'd carry these long sticks with sharpy points, and some of them would be double-ended, so sharp-ended both sides, and they'd stick them in the ground and have them pointing up like that. And then as you like run towards them, the idea is you go, ooh, I've fallen onto them, and ooh, you know what I mean? So they were defensive. Now, some of the Wands are literally planted in the ground like walls. Some of them aren't. This isn't. So this is talking about your sense of security, your sense of confidence, your well-being, all the things that make you like a positive person in life and all of that. It's kind of literally up in the air. So things have kind of been a bit weird recently between the two of you. So I don't think this is a new relationship. I don't think this is somebody that you're kind of like, ooh, I've seen that guy at work and maybe I should ask. I don't think it's that. I think you've either been together in the past or been friends and or, you know what I mean? There's been a history there already, because the Wands is really about this sense of, especially the 8 here, it's about this sense of kind of almost a false sense of security. Does that make sense? Where it's kind of like, because it's all up in the air, literally up in the air, like the reverse of it, it's all up in the air with dark looming lightning. It's not that. It's not as bad as that, but it's not great either, because basically whatever's there's unfinished business for one, but also it feels very much like there hasn't been a concrete ending. So there hasn't been, whatever's happened, it like, did things peter off? Did things kind of do that? Did they just like fizzle? Because it kind of feels almost like, if I said your sparklers have got wet, do you know what I mean by that? So I don't know whereabouts in the world you are, but in the UK, when it comes to fireworks night, because we have one on the 5th of November, like they do lots of fireworks, obviously, but when you're a kid, you get given this, they call them sparklers. It's like an incense stick, but it's made of metal stuff. And when you light it, it goes and it fizzles down. And normally, like when I was because when I was a kid, we were poor, so we'd get a packet of sparklers, and it'd be like, oh, fireworks. But also, you'd have your sock on your hand so that you didn't burn yourself, right? So it feels like at one point things were really sparkly and fizzy between you, and then your sparkler got wet and it went out, and it was almost like it wasn't, you weren't finished. And I don't, well, I mean, maybe he finished first and you never did, but I mean, that would be a good reason for things to be like, see you, bye. But in all honesty, it feels a bit like that, right? So it feels like that whatever this energy is, whatever happened, whether you were together or whether there was like the hint of something before things really took on and you really kind of passionately had that connection, it just went. One of the reasons I'm saying that is because the next two cards really are interesting. Now, you're asking specifically what he feels for you. I think he is learning his lessons. So the Three of Pentacles is about work. Now, work normally in tarot means money. The way that me and the dragons understand work, it can mean like literally work, career and all of that stuff, but it can also mean like he needs to put in some work, he needs to learn his lessons, because quite often you'll find, like, I don't know whether you can see in this depiction, you've got a tradesman there and you've got a monk. So the learned, like, learn a trade and learn to read and write and, you know, scripture. So back in medieval times, these were the learned people. These are the ones that learned their lessons. You've got the three, which is basically all about a wider group than just the two of you. So whether there was somebody else involved in the relationship, or whether this was something where he thought the grass was greener on the other side, and then the minute that he's gone off and gone, oh, look over, do you know, like, sorry, I've got ADHD and I've had a lot of coffee, but you know how dogs, like, you take a dog to the park, right, and you've got your dog on the lead and they're absolutely happy, they will go and sniff every other dog's ass, won't they? They'll go, gonna sniff that dog's butt. Hi, doggy, are you a doggy? You want to sniff my butt? I'll sniff your butt. And they go and do that. And it almost is like he was going around and sniffing everybody else's ass, right? So he's kind of going, oh, oh. And almost like, even though he was with you, or could have been with you, or like was getting towards being with you, he was also seeing what was over the fence. Do you know what I mean? And it was like, before he was settling, before things were kind of solidifying, he was too interested in going, oh, what's over there? Oh, what's happening over there? And it's that sort of energy that I've got, which has left this. And this is why I think, now you've not said what you want to do, you're just asking specifically about him, but this is a really interesting warning card, because we've got the Three of Swords coming up. Now, this card is a heartbreak card. So this card, sword, is all about obstacles, it's all about challenges, but it's also about pain. Can also mean ideas and other complicated things. But I think this is him. You're asking how does he feel about you. I think he knows he messed up. Trying to watch my language, because YouTube doesn't like a lot of swearing, but I kind of think he knows he messed up. And I kind of think that he knows that he's lost his opportunity. Excuse me. Because I think that you, although you're asking the question, means you're still kind of, there's an interest there on the back burner. I think you very much are aware that he messed up. He done messed up, good and proper, and that he doesn't deserve you. And I think the fact that you've almost moved beyond this point and he's still kind of stuck here, it's almost like, if he was a fisherman, you would be the one that got away. So, you know, you'll be the one that in 5 years' time, he'll be down the pub or in a cafe somewhere talking to one of his friends, and he'll be like, oh, do you know, Liz could have been the one. I was so stupid. I really messed up. And it's like he's got that sensation about it. Now, it doesn't mean that it's right for you to go back. It doesn't mean that it's right to rekindle. It just means that that is kind of where his head is at the moment. I'm going to pull you one more card. And this is where I have to be really mindful of not looking at the camera. Oh, sorry, of not looking at the cards and focusing on the camera, because I want to pull you one to see whether or not you should try and reinitiate something. My gut feeling is no, but let's ask the card. So then, dragons, should Liz approach, I think it was Ash, wasn't it? Again, should she, like, Asher, should Liz reopen information with Asher? Let's have a look. Is that the only drop? That's the only drop. Right then, let's have a look. Hopefully we've got a nice definitive yay or nay. Oh, We've got an emotions card. We've got the 6 of Cups. So Cups is all about emotions. Okay, so this is all about how you feel, positive, negative, love, all of those things. This is all about that. And 6 is about the wider community and about expanding out into a wider space. So for me, we literally ask a very specific question. Should you go back there? I don't think you should. This is really saying that actually this is your time to sow your oats. Sounds naughty, but to kind of play the field a little bit, to kind of see what else is out there, to see, you know, whether there are better relationship models for you out in the wider world rather than going back to Asher. So the 6, it's a really, and especially because this has come up in its positive. Look, that's the nighttime, that's the darker, that's the more positive aspect, and it's got depictions of people and lots of things, but maybe to build your social network, and from your social network could come a new romance. Maybe that's kind of where the cards are saying. So then, my darling, hang on, Ed, I've just seen it. So then, my darling, anyway, that is your reading for today. I hope you can take it. I'm just going to go onto Facebook and block somebody. Just going over to the Facebooks very quickly. It's the one screen I didn't have up. La 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 la. Spam. Clink. Block. Block. Goodbye, Matrice. Goodbye, Mattress. Mattress is gone. If you're watching this on the live, then obviously Mattress has gone. So yeah, if you're watching this on the live, please don't come into my chat and try and spam people saying that you'll give them a reading, because you won't. And you're probably one of those readers who will go through their Facebook account and go, oh, let's have a look. So yes, right then, Liz, thank you very much. Or what's that say? Thank you, love. Oh, no problem, my darling. Thank you. I hope it helped. Oh, hang on. Stupid guy. I haven't seen you, Mr. Stupid Guy. I'm not interested in you. I'm not physically attracted to you when he has nothing else to say. In that case, move on. He done messed up. He did mess up completely. Oh, on and off. Oh, sorry, you were sending messages. I wasn't even on this chat screen. You were on and off. Right. Better to be off. And you know what they say? The best way to get over a man is to get under a new one. That's all I'm going to say. But yes, there we go. You've read a note last time. Sometimes I check my block list to see how my prisoners are doing. That's really interesting. If I give him a chance, I don't want to hurt him. Oh, no, I wouldn't. No. Don't give him a chance. I would not give him a chance. Find a new community. Go and make friends, and go to community college. Go and start a night class. Go out with go and learn dancing. Whatever it is, go and do something else, and go and do your own thing. He's been through a lot already, so I don't want to. My darling, it's not about hurting him. If he's not attracted to you, and he's telling you that, and he's telling you that he doesn't want to be with you, then take the hint and move on. Don't waste your time on somebody that isn't going to give you that time back, my darling. It really isn't worth it. So yeah, that would be my advice, and the cards do seem to back that up. So, well, the cards did back that up, because I didn't know any of what you said until you popped on and confirmed. So yeah, there you are, my darling. Anyway, I hope that helps. Please do look after yourself and all those good things. And yeah, thank you very much for your question. Don't forget, do come back in the weeks to come and let us know how things are going with you. Let us know what new adventures you are going to go off and find wonderful things about, because that does sound incredibly interesting. So yeah, thank you very much for that. Right then, let's have a oopsie-daisy. Everything is just jumped on my screen. Bum, 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 bum. So then, if you would like a reading, there is one thing that you really do need to do, which is, oh God, it would help if I was on the right thing, wouldn't it? Is it that one? Hang on. I need to write these. I need to print these off and have them on a thing. I was good, but not that good. Right then, here we have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God! Right, talk amongst yourselves. Sorry, everyone. Bear with. Computer difficulties. Gremlins. There we go, and we're back. Is the camera... we're back. Sorted. Right, sorry, everyone. We're back. So, hello. There we go. Thank you, everyone. Sorry about that. Huge issues. But we're back. Thank you. I know the sound went and the picture went and everything. Jess, you can do. If you would like a reading, my darling, all you need to do is start with the word question with the word question, and we can do that for you, my darling. So yes, right, I'm going to move on to the next reading whilst I've got connection with the camera. Sorry, that actually wasn't my fault. I didn't touch anything this time. Normally it's because I'll do something down there and it goes a bit bonkers, but this time round it's all good. So then Solicito, I think we've answered this question before, my darling. I think we've gone through this before. I'm sure we have. Let me just have a little look. See, there we go. The ad did come on briefly but then disappeared. Did it? Right. Okay, right. Thank you for that, Holland. I will definitely have a look. So this Gremlins tonight. So the next person I've got, by the way, for a reading is going to be Nanette. Are you still here, my darling? If you are, come and say hello, and I will crack on with your reading for you. So Nanette, my darling, come and say hello in the live chat. Come and say hello, Nanette, if you're still here, and I will crack on for your reading straight after. And then after Nanette, the person that we're going to have after Nanette will be Gmon. Gmon, you are after Nanette. So hopefully Nanette is here in the live chat. I'm just coming back to the comments. Bear with. Yay, Nanette's here. Gmon, you'll be after this. So then, my darling, let's have a look, Nanette. Your question, I've got your question up here. There we go. Your question is, I want to know what I need to know. Bloody good question. Right then. So I will have a little look-see and we'll crack on with that right now. So Nanette, you want to know what what you need to know right now. So then, dragons, our lovely Nanette, long-time supporter of the channel, one of our lovely channel members, would like to know what she needs to know now. What does she need to know, dragons? That's what we want to know. Is there anything particular that you would like to tell Nanette? So then, give the cards a really good shuffle. I say we haven't had Wispy in tonight so far. Wispy is normally our air dragon, and he's a very mischievous dragon. And normally when we get cards flipping, see, this is it. See, I was literally just saying, I've mentioned him and he comes. Look, we had a card flip and almost fly out of my hand. What is it? Oh, the 7 of Pentacles. Oh, money, 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 work. Excuse me. Money and work, Nanette, coming your way. But so this is one side of the card, this is the other. So basically it's exactly the same image, just from a different angle, except it's got a slightly different meaning. So this is your modifier. Wispy brings us the modifiers, doesn't he? So this is really talking about like having to have patience. And because this is the reversal, because this is looking like, I mean, I'm not being funny, this looks like a bleak midwinter moment, and yet it looks like he's wearing shorts and a t-shirt. I mean, it's not, it's probably some robe, but that's what it looks like. And for me, this is really talking about like, bide your time at the moment, because something is happening. Now, I know that you're concentrating on your YouTube channel, so I don't know if it's relating to that, or whether you're looking at like workplace, career, money, like some sort of new job aspect in the next year. But this is really talking about, look, it's not yet time to harvest. Now is the time to watch it grow. So it's kind of like, if you're applying for a job, like now is the time to get your experience together, get your CV together, do all of those good things, but also to start like putting the word out, putting the feelers out, maybe doing some small courses to build up your skills. It's talking about that. This is it's really saying, look, and if you're already in work, because obviously we've not touched base for a while, so it could be that you're working for ... I don't know, a company. We'll call them Smith & Co, right? So you already work for Smith & Co, for instance, and it may well be that you're getting your paycheck and everything's grand, but what you haven't got yet is you haven't got job fulfillment and a future and all of that. But what the card would be saying is, bide your time behind the scenes, put some work in, put some effort in, let those things grow, and then when the time is right, that's when you go and harvest. So that's literally what this is saying to you. So if it's not about like a physical job, if it's about your YouTube, or it's about whatever else it is that you are trying to create an income from, now is not the time to harvest. Now is the time to sit back and watch it grow. Like, this is a winter time, so this is when everything is a bit dormant, so growth is a bit slow right now, but it will come later. And it's about just biding your time, Nanette. Hopefully that makes some sense to you. Let me just have a little look. See, there we go. We've got your cut, and we're going to go 1, 2, and 3. Let's have a look. Oh, Nanette. Oh, Nanette. Oh, good stuff coming. Oh, I'm really pleased for you. Right. So in the energy that's coming in recently, we've got the Magician. And it's in its positive form. So the Magician is all about like you having the tools at your disposal to make life whatever you want it to be. So whether that is that you want to create something, or whether that is that you want to, whatever it is about your life you want to change, you've got the tools right now in your hands, right? Literally, that's what the Magician has got. We've got like, this is a glowing wand, but here we've got the tools represented from the tarot deck, the different suits. So this is really talking about, at the moment, you've got everything laid out on the table in front of you. You've just got to kind of grab what you need and then decide what direction you're going. And I think that this is something that you've kind of actively in recent weeks kind of made some changes towards, because this, as you know, because you've been on the channel, bless you, for a long time, so you know that I don't read like years in the past and years in the future. It's quite a 6 weeks to 2 months back and 6 weeks 2 months forward. So this is really saying in the last couple of months there's been some quite big changes, not just in how you handle yourself, but how you think about things. And it feels like you're in a much more positive headspace, and it feels like you've realized that you can make these changes. Does that make sense? It's like you've always had the skill set there, but you've realized now that you've got that skill set. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like I hear a lot of people when they want to learn tarot want to do a certified course, because they think if they end up with a certificate at the end of it, it means something. I've been reading for 20 years. I don't have a certificate. I've got 20 odd years experience. I could teach you and I could give you a certificate. Does that mean that certificate is worth anything. Does that mean that that certificate means that you are any better or less of a tarot reader than you were before? Doesn't. All it means is that you've completed a course. And at the end of the day, that information, that skill that you've already got is already there. And I think you've realized that recently. So this is a really positive card, particularly because right now in the present, we've got the Ace of Cups. Now, cups is normally about emotions, right? So normally we look at this about a love life. So if there's something in the jiggy side of things happening, that's really, really good, really well suited. But also cups is talking about the thing that you are passionate about. So because this is all coming over a work element, and because we've got this magician energy, I think this is talking really about the things that spark joy, the things that in you that make you kind of want to get up in the morning and do something. And this ace, this is a new project, and this is a positive aspect project. Look, dark side, nighttime, like even the figure on the front is reversed. On this side, look, it's lots of positive energy. Plus we've got that water energy coming in. Cups is a water sign. So for me, the water element means like keeping things malleable. So things can change. So things might be happening at the moment. You might be thinking, oh, I've got some really good ideas about X, Y, Z. But because it's malleable, because you've got that water thing, it's kind of like the path's not laid out in stone at the moment. So because you can grab this, you can grab the magician energy and mold things to your own kind of will, if you like. You can actually decide what you want to do in 2023, for example. This cups is like, it's like you've gone, oh, that's what I want to do. And this is what is really going to spark joy. And this is going to fire me up. It's going to put, you know, coals in the fire, whatever they say. Stoke your engine, poke your, whatever. Poke your fire, stoke your fire, whatever that word is, that's what this is talking about, right? Really, really positive. And then we get to your future, the cards to come, and we've got an even more positive, but with a twist. Now, the card itself is strength, okay? So the strength card, if like that's the traditional kind of Rider-Waite one that everyone's seen. You've either got the lion with a thorn in its paw or the lion with a crooked tooth. This time round, though, we're seeing it from the other side, and we're seeing, so you've got all this positive energy, you've got the infinity symbol here, we've got the strength, you know, taking off the lion's pain, but we can see there the darker energy that you are being strong against. So what this is saying is that in the weeks to come, you're going to be tested. Your strength is going to be tested. Bear in mind, it's not time to harvest yet. You're going to want to start harvesting. Not the time yet. This strength is kind of like your inner demon, your inner voice that goes, oh, just open that packet. This is my voice. Just open that packet of biscuits. You can have just one. And then the little voice goes, yeah, but you know, actually, you'll tell yourself it's one, and then you'll eat the whole packet. It's that. Right? So whatever this represents for you, this is you literally having to confront this in the weeks to come. Now, the reason I say it's still a really positive card is because a lot like the magician, you've got this strength here. It's already there. So it's not that your strength is going to be tested. It's literally that it's going to be the confrontation where your strength is put to the test, if you like, where you're having to use it. Right? So this thing here, stuff has been laid in the ground. It's been planted. It's starting to grow. Give it its time. That, I think, with all of the cards, is talking about this change. It feels like your life is kind of going in a lot more positive direction. It's a little bit like this having this strength, but not yet needing to use it, is a bit like I've just done an emergency first aid course. So I now have that knowledge. It doesn't mean that I go up to everybody in the street and go, can I just put a bandage on ya? Can I just practice me CPR? Do you fancy lying down and having a coma, and then I can practice me CPR, and then you can get up again? Like, do you fancy, you know what I mean? It's like the skills are there, and when they're needed, they're needed. And this is that at the moment for you. It's like the strength is there. You might not believe it, and this is that thing. You're going to put that to the test in the coming weeks, and it's going to be really good for you, right? Really, really good for you. All of these cards, even though they're a little bit like it's not a soap opera, right? It's not Disney. It's not a Disney film. That's a good example. So everything isn't like, la, 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 here comes a Tweety bird sitting on your finger. It's not that. It's real life. So there's ups and downs. This is you're going to want to make a move now, just bide your time. Like, and this is like, you're going to have this strength tested. You're going to need to like show that you've got it in you, but it's there, right? So you're asking what you need to know. I think what you need to know is have some confidence in yourself right now. You've already made some changes. These changes are going to keep multiplying over the weeks to come. Whatever it is, whatever this new project is, it's looking really good because you've got the positive aspect of it coming up. And stay strong, stay true to you. If other people are saying, oh, give up on that dream, no. Just because the tree currently has bare branches doesn't mean it's going to be like that forever. Look out of the window in any winter period and you look at the trees. They are all bare. What happens a few months later? They all spring back to life, and all of a sudden that bare tree is full of apples, or it's full of cherries, or whatever is on the tree. And that's what this is saying to you right now, okay? It feels like you're in the winter. It feels like everything is, and you should cut your losses and get out while you can. Have a bit of faith in something and get ready to expand it in the weeks to come. Hopefully, my darling, that makes sense. Thank you so much for all your support, Nanette, over the last few months, and especially with my upload schedule being so crap. Thank you so much for staying around. And I will get to be on one of your lives very soon. I promise. I will get to hang out with you while you're talking about films, especially because some of the films you talk about I absolutely love. So yeah, I will absolutely see you on one of those. Let me just go into the comments. Oh gosh, hang on. Oh god, there's loads of comments. You've been playing games that are giving you money, and you have to wait for the money, but you don't want to. It could be, actually, absolutely it could be. That sounds cool though. I wish I could get paid for playing games. You're trying to get money, and I guess it's saying to wait for it. Absolutely, but also that middle card. Find what that joy is. Find what that is that's sparking like that new project that you're really excited about, because that's something really exciting. Oh yes, you do know what you need to do, and it's all coming together, and now I can feel it. Oh my god, that's so cool. Ishika, the readings are free on this channel. Just put the word question, as it says on here. This is how you request a reading. So read that and do what that says, and I'll try and get to you. We've got another hour tonight, so I'll try and get to you as soon as I can. But Nanette, that is so cool. That really is. Oh, thank you, Holland. Holland is saying hit the doodah button, hit the thumbs up. Yep, thank you very much. Do the thumbs uppy thing. Let's have a thumbs up push. Oh, by the way, I want to get this channel to over 1,000 subs by end of January. Can we do that? Do you reckon we can do that? I reckon we can do that. We've got a lovely community on this channel. Ishika the thank you. Neil's already answered your question. Patricia says, oh, look, Nanette, after all the pain comes relief. You go, girl. You deserve all the good things. Exactly. Absolutely. Abso-friggin-lutely. You see, and also, how lovely is it that the viewers, the subscribers, the wonderful people on this channel, and especially our channel members. Patricia's a channel member. How wonderful is it that you all hang out and help each other and send wonderful thoughts to each other? This is one of the friendliest communities on YouTube. It really is. It really is. I love it. I love it so much. Anyway, yeah, Wolf Boyo. We want to know, have you just wrapped up 42? Did you buy a box of biscuits, like a packet of biscuits, and then you've just wrapped them each individually? A few years back, probably before COVID now, we had, at one point, we had 23 rats, like show rats, posh rats, and I wrapped nuts, walnuts, and all sorts of different nuts, and I'd wrap them all in little bits of paper, like little Christmas crackers. We got little like ratty treats, because they were all like old and disabled, and like we like abandoned like pet rats, not wild rats, but they were all like different stages of life and everything, and we put them all together. It was for absolute different ones. It was wonderful, and they had lots of little different presents and lots of little different things to eat and nibble and things. That was wonderful, and they all had to get the paper off. It was really funny. But anyway, yeah, but that does really make me remember that. You miss here, what? You miss being here. Everybody here makes you feel so warm and welcome, and you feel like we are family. Absolutely, my darling. You assumed they were presents for a child. Wow. Anybody that's asking about wanting a reading, this is how down the bottom of the screen. This I can understand that though, Holland. This is how you get the this is how you get a reading. So you need to go across, not go across. So you need to do what this says here. Look, it's coming across here right now. Look, there you go. Read that on the bottom of the screen. That tells you how to get it. You do need to be here on the YouTube channel. So if you are watching this on the Facebook, our lovely Ed, who is our Facebook moderator, will basically tell you to pop over to the YouTubes. And that's pretty much all you need to do. Right then, let's up. Who was next? I can't remember who I said was next. Gmon. Gmon, you are next. If you are still here, my darling, can you come and say hello in the chat? And then we'll get on with your reading, my darling. So come and say hello in that there chat, and we'll do your reading next. What was I looking at? I was looking at something. What has happened? Something has happened. Oh, yeah, that's what I need to do. Don't forget, everybody, if you are watching this, I'm going to ask you all to do the YouTubey things. All of the YouTubey things, you know what they are, the likey, subscribey, all of those wonderful YouTubey things. If you can do those, please do. That really helps me out on the channel an awful lot. Right then, let's have a look. Where? Yay, Gmon is here. Fabulous. Right then, we're going to get on with that in just a second. Oh, yeah. Holland, your fur babies are getting dreamies, and that's about it. But also, like, you're a bit like me. Your fur babies may well have just come from yourself. You know, you treat them as if you have birthed them yourself. I am the same with our doggos. So is Rufus. Like, literally, they're not that they're spoiled, but they get treats all year round, constantly, all the time. Not treats all the time, but you know what I mean? They've got toys and everything all the time. The amount of money we spend on our pets, you could probably send a child to school in America through high school and through uni for less money than we spend on our petses, on our fur babies. So yeah, I completely hear you. Dreamies for Christmas, but I bet Dreamies all year round, and you know exactly which ones are their favourites. I know, right? Right then, G-Man, I'm going to come to you next. The reason, by the way, the reason that you'll see me lift a cup and then I play something is because I have misophonia. And so basically slurping sounds and the sound effects, you know, like ASMR, whatever it is. Can't listen to any of that. Somebody eating? No. So whenever I need a drink, I'll hit something to play, which is why you generally see me do that. So yeah, that's... We have a super strong connection here. Right. Oh my God! Right, Jimon, we've got your question up here. So you are asking, are CP and Boojay people I can trust? Bougie, like, oh, I'm so bougie. No, CP and Boojay, are they people you can trust? Right then, dragons. Jimon is wanting to, oh, we've had a shift in oh, okay, we've got Wispy. This is going to be interesting, everybody. Bear with. Wispy is the air dragon, so it's an air elemental. We call him Wispy on this channel. And Wispy brings very... Get off my neck. Literally feels like someone is blowing the back of my neck. And it's cold in here. I don't need any more cold air. So thanks, Wispy. I know you're here. Wispy brings very... mischievous energy, very childlike energy, very weird, sometimes a little bit eager, like an eager puppy, right? If you get an eager puppy and you basically go, oh, do you want treats? Oh, do you want walkie some treats and toys? The puppy's going to go, yes. That's like Wispy, right? So imagine that energy in the form of an air dragon made out of smoke and wisps of steam and ether, all of that. That's what Wispy appears to me as. And Wispy tends to bring very playful, mischievous energy, like making all the cards slip out of my hand then, has nearly happened. So, right then, if we do have a... It literally doesn't... It never ceases to amaze me. I was about to say, if we do have a card that is a modifying card, a clarifying card, it will jump. And as I said, if we do, it popped. So this is your modifying card. We've got the 8 of Pentacles, G-Mum. So this is really interesting, right? Pentacles again is about work, and it's about putting the effort in and putting that hard slog in. So if you look, it's literally about putting all of this effort in the practical, in the physical. So this isn't about mental energy. This isn't about, you know, like if it was this way round, it would be talking much more about ideas and transitioning those ideas and getting that inspiration. This is about actually knuckling down and doing something. Okay, so this is very much a practical card. Pentacles for me is all about work, so it can mean like things you need to work at, or it can mean money, career, work, you know, jobs, that sort of thing. Very much money related in this case. And this is really talking about, like, I don't know what this connection is between CP and Booge. If it's something about work that you are having to do, like put some work in, some physical work, then that's what's suited. Okay, that's what the cards are telling you. Now, especially if this is something that you have to transition from an idea to a physical reality. So if it's something that you need to make, or if it's something that you need to, you know, like for example, you can imagine the most gorgeous wedding cake, 6-tier wedding cake with different, each layer has got different cakes in, so everybody gets something, all different but all in a similar style, all matching the bride and groom's colors, and you know, all of the wonderful like deep purples and everything that you're going to hang around with, and it's going to be wonderful, right? If you can imagine that wedding cake, imagining it is one thing, making the bloody thing is something else. And this card is talking about putting that work in, doing something on the physical to manifest something physical. So not manifesting in the way that people think about it these days, where they're like, oh, if I just imagine, if I just wish hard enough. No. This is talking about taking that wish energy and making something physical happen. So interesting. Let's see what the cards are going to say. So, oh, very quick, decisive drop. I thought it was going to drop from here, but no, it's dropped there. Interesting. It doesn't make a difference where it drops, but quite often, especially with wispy energy, we get like a multiple drop. Today, he's very certain. In fact, oh, interesting. What have you done? What has changed recently, Jimon? So there is something, because we've got the Ace of Swords. Do you remember how in the next reading, we just had the Ace of Cups, new projects about emotions? Swords is challenges, trouble and strife, challenges, arguments, obstacles. That's what this represents. So something has just started that is going to be a big challenge to you. Now, whether that is around CP and Boo J, whether it's something about them kind of like causing problems, or whether they're coming in to solve problems, is uncertain at the moment on this card. But it's something that you are having to, you're very mindful of now, but there are some issues coming, okay? Particularly if it's talking about the workplace, because this again is talking very much about work money. So if it's something, I don't know, say you both work in a restaurant, right? And or all three of you, sorry, work in a restaurant, and like they're on a different shift, but you always, like, I don't know, you always have to clean up after them on the end of their shift before you can do anything. That's talking about that physical work. If you are, I don't know, say if you're what's it called, the people that draw houses for livings, not accountant, architect, there we go, brain fart. Say if you're an architect, right, you can design a wonderful house, but if somebody's building it and the contractors that build it never quite get things exactly right, and things are slightly, you know, oh, we haven't got that one, so we replaced it with this, and oh, you wanted this buttress and we replaced it, you know what I mean? If there's those sort of issues happening, that's what this is referring to, particularly if these issues have come up in the last 6 weeks to 2 months. Now, at the moment, there's something going on that is causing some more issues, more heartache. And again, it's come up this way, not this way. So that would be general shielding, like protection. This is really talking about something that you are passionate about that has been threatened or damaged by this issue that's come up in the last few weeks. And at the moment, you're feeling a little bit hurt, maybe disappointed, maybe about what this situation is that's happening. So just keep an eye on that, because whatever it is that's happening right now, trust your gut instinct. If you aren't sure of these people, you say, can you trust them? If you aren't sure about it, especially at the moment, if you're feeling a little bit upset or a little bit hurt, a little bit kind of like, oh, I really wanted to do this project and now it's not going to happen, whatever it is, if that is going on, trust that instinct, because this is saying you have a right at the moment and a reason to feel a little bit heartbroken and a little bit pissed off, for want of a better phrase. And then now this is where things get really interesting, right? Ace of Swords in the recent, Three of Swords in the present. So what would we have in the future? The Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords. Another sword. So this is whoever these people are, Jimon, whatever connection they have to you, there's a lot of challenges here. There's a lot of issues. You're talking about trust. I think they are bringing with them issues. They could be causing issues with you, particularly if this is in the workplace, if they are people that you work with, if this is a relationship you have, say these could be your two siblings, I don't know, but whatever the relationship is, say if they are, say CP is your brother and Boo J is your sister, right? Then it almost feels like they're like tittle-tattling behind your back to mum. There's that kind of energy about it. Or if you work with them, I think you work with them because this is work. But anyway, whatever it is, it's almost like they're going behind your back to the boss, or they're undermining you on a project because you've got this new project. Or like you might have changed teams and there's something going on. Whatever it is, they are going to try and give you their issues, right? This is what's coming. Be very mindful, because you're going to end up carrying so much. You're going to literally be so laden down with these issues, with all of this stuff going on around you, that there's no option but to let things drop. You can't physically take on all the crap they're giving you. There's no way of doing it, right? Absolutely no way of doing it. All you can do is do your best. But at the end of the day, you need to realize which of these issues are yours and which of these issues belong to them, and deal with your issues. Don't deal with theirs, right? So your question is, can you trust them? My gut instinct is saying, especially if this is in the workplace where you're like, whatever your job is, you could work flipping burgers in McDonald's or Burger King, right? You could be a CEO of a Fortune 100 or whatever it is company. Doesn't matter, right? The job, if you're working, and this is workplace related, the job is a job, right? It still puts food on your table and a roof over your head. If these people are threatening that in any way with lots and lots of issues, then it really does not matter what that job is. It doesn't matter whether you are paid $20,000 a year or $200,000 a year. It doesn't matter whether you live in a 1-bedroom studio apartment or whether you live in, you know, a 15-bedroom, 12-bathroom mansion. It doesn't matter. If these people are threatening your ability to put roof on your head, over your head, and food on your table, yeah, food over your head and a roof on your table. No, but if they're threatening that, then be bloody careful, because it looks like these issues are going to go on and on and on for a while to come. I'm going to pull you one more card. I know that we've got a lot of cards already. We've got 4. I only normally do 3 card readings on this channel, but also, and I know we've got other people in to read for, but I want to give you a heads up. So then, dragons, what does Jimon need to do to offset all of these swords? All of these swords. How can Jimon bypass, defend, avoid these issues? Let's have a look. Again, a very definitive drop, and we've got, oh, we got the 5 of Wands. Right, you need to come out swinging. So Wands is about security, about your confidence. You need to be prepared for a battle. You need to defend yourself, basically. So Wands is, swords is the attack, Wands is the defense. This is how you handle yourself in this situation. So basically, if they're talking about you to the boss, you need to have your defenses in place. Keep your receipts, keep like emails, keep conversations. Say, oh, I'm glad we had that conversation at lunchtime. I'm just copying you. I'm just emailing to confirm, I'm sure this is a workplace thing. I'm just emailing to confirm that this lunchtime you said that unless I do XYZ, that I would not have a position in the company moving forward. Is that a company-wide policy? If so, can you confirm that this has been agreed with HR? Do all of that, right? Someone says to you, oh, if you don't work late, you won't get a promotion. Say to them, okay, can you confirm that in writing? And has HR been made aware that unless I work all these extra hours, I'm not going to get a promotion? Cross your I's, dot your I's and cross your T's where this workplace thing is happening. I'm sure this is workplace. If it's a relationship, then keep texts, keep things, keep a record of what is happening. Okay. Can you trust these people? No. Sorry, but no, I don't think you can, my darling. And I think whatever it is, they are going to try very hard to disrupt things, and you need to be prepared. That 5 of Wands coming up is what you need to do. You need to get your ducks in order. Basically, get your ducks in a line. Make sure that, like, if they go to the boss and say, oh, G-Mon's been leaving work 20 minutes early every single shift, and you say, well, actually, I've been arriving an hour early every shift, so actually I'm actually finishing 40 minutes late. Make sure that your clock-in card at the factory, don't know, but make sure that reflects what your defense is. You know, if they are, I don't know, if they're stealing from the stationery cupboard and you catch them and they say, oh, but G-Mon's always got full stationery, you say, yes, because I've been to Stationery World and here's my receipt. You know what I mean? Have everything in your back pocket, so when they come on the attack, you've got your defense lined up. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, hopefully that makes sense. Right, let's have a look. I don't know whether you've commented. How far back do we go? Oh, there we go. CP is someone you hang out with occasionally. Bouge is a co-worker. Oh, this is definitely about the work one. This is all about the work one, not about CP. So CP, possibly you can trust. Bougie, possibly not. Was that everything you commented? I think that was everything you commented. Yep. Yeah, so anyway, I hope that helps, G-Mon. I really do. It's oh yes, absolutely, advertise my channel. Yeah, tell people what. Listen, everybody watching this, if you want to advertise my channel, feel free. In fact, oh, hang on, I've got a thing you can do. Where's the thing? Oh, are you ready? Look, I need to write these lists down. Tell I'm making some changes, can't you? If I know, where's me comments button? There we go. Look, if I do that in a second, it's going to come up. A Nightbot's going to tell you how you can do it. G-Mon, thank you. Oh, no worries, my friend. Be bloody careful. Yaz is here. Good evening, Yaz. I hope you are well, my darling. I really do hope you are well. Yeah, I really do. Yeah, so there we go. Look, that's what Nightbot says. Click here to tweet that I'm doing a live tarot session, and it's got you the link that will link to this one directly. I know, right? I get to clever. But anyway, that's your reading, G-Mon. I hope it helps. Right, who have I got left? I need a wee in a minute. Glenn, you are up next, my darling. Glenn, are you still here, my darling? If so, come and say hello. Oh, interesting question. Glenn, come and say hello in the live chat, my darling. What are the numbers counting down? What numbers counting down? What numbers counting down? I haven't got any numbers counting down. Numbers counting down? Hang on a second. I'm going to jump to my YouTube channel. Have I got, are there numbers? I can't see any numbers on here. Let me mute this, because otherwise you're going to hear me twice and it gets really complicated there. What numbers? Where? I haven't got any numbers. What do you mean numbers counting down? Where? Oh, right. Okie dokie. You mean the comments above Nightbot. Right. So, Gotcha. Nightbot has some commands, right? And you trigger the commands by doing exclamation point and then different numbers or different letters or different words. So I've got them all set to numbers because it makes life easier for me because my brain. So I've got them set. So I've got, look, let me show you. I've got this one. I've got the, oh no, that didn't work, did it? That didn't work. Hang on, that one. I've got, I think we've still got people on the list. Bear with, I will confirm that all in a second. So in a second, Nightbot's going to do 2 messages. There we are. Look, going to fiverr.com and also Beyond Authentic. No, buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic. So it's all trigger points for that. So yeah. I was like, I thought, I can't see anything on screen. What's going on? Right. So, Glenn, are you here, my darling? Did Glenn say hello? Where are we going back to? Glenn, are you here? Hello, Glenn. Glenn's here. Hi. Right. Glenn's here. Is Nightbot the same here on Facebook? Nightbot doesn't integrate with Facebook because Facebook is Facebook. But it does it all through StreamYard and through the others. So you'll still get the message come up and then it comes up on my thing, but it can't block people on Facebook. It can block people on the YouTube. So please don't use any swear words, but if you type naughty words in, say if you call me lots of rude names, most of those rude names will get blocked and you will get banned. Equally, lots of, I forgot to mention this, lots of capitals, you'll get warned and then you'll get banned as well. So just be a little bit careful, everybody. Thank you very much. Right then, Glenn. So after Glenn, I've got Rosario, Solicito and Jessme in. I'm going to try to get to you 3. If I can get through as fast as I can, then I might open it up later. If not, if we haven't got time, then you'll just have to either wait till next week when we're doing this again on Sunday. However, I might be doing some midweek streams. Might be a Witchy Wednesday stream coming up with some more tarot. There could be a Tarot Monday, a Tarot Tuesday, a Freaky Friday. Who knows? Tarot sessions are now going to be other times as well. So keep an eye on the channel. Make sure you're subscribed with your notification bell dinged. Ding dong, dinged. Not dung. That's poo. Not dung. Dong, dinged. Press your bell is what. Make sure your bell is dug. Oh Jesus. Yeah, make sure your bell has been dinged and then YouTube will notify you every time I upload a video or go live. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't do it with dung. It will smell terrible. I can just see a dung beetle. Oh gosh. Oh dear, it's been one of those days. It's been a long day today. It's been a blooming long day. I was up at like 7 o'clock this morning on a Sunday. Can you imagine? I know. Right then, let's crack on with the next readings. Otherwise, we are going to run out of time. So, let's have a look. Let's have, why am I not on the chat? There we go. There's the chat. Glenn is here, everybody's here. Right, okay. You can ring my bell. Ring my bell. Do do. Boo boo doo boo doo. There we go. Right then, so let's crack on with some more readings. Now we know what the numbers are counting down. I was like, am I in an episode of Lost? What the hell is going on? Right, Glenn, you will be up straight after this.
Hi, this is Lisa. You're watching Beyond Authentic, Weird and Witchy. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. And then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ding your bell and make sure your settings are changed to all. That way YouTube should notify you each and every time I upload a video. But if you would like to support myself and this channel just a little bit more, you can always go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can in fact buy me a coffee. Thanks so much for those of you choosing to support me.
Yes, indeed. Right then, Glenn, your question. So, come on. Thank you very much. We have Will I be changing my job? Why has that not come up on screen? Thank you. I clicked it twice as well. Will I be changing my job in the near future? Let's have a look. So then, dragons. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Dung-a-lung-a-lung. I don't know why that made me giggle so much. Is your bell done? Dung my bell. We had a card jump, Glenn. We've got the 3 of Wands. Okay. Wands is security. Thank you, Wispy. Wands is security. Security is all about like your confidence, how well you know yourself, all of that stuff. Can mean bricks and mortar security. So 3 is talking about moving on from taking the next step, right? So in terms of, if we're talking about relationships, if we're talking about like cups, then 2 would be a couple, 3 would be a family. So this is maybe something where for security wise and confidence, like if there's something that you are now growing into, whatever that is, that's what this is talking about. Okay, so it's talking about making that next step, and it's really taking the next step, making the leap, taking it to the next level. That is what I'm getting really strongly, to the point where I can't even, like, that's literally what dragons, take it fucking off. That's literally what I'm getting so strongly that I can't even think about any other meaning that the card is giving me. It's literally take it to the next step, take it to the next level, grow it beyond where it is. Whatever that means, whatever this job is that you're wanting to do, like if you want to be a male stripper, take it to the next level. If you want to be prime minister, take it to the next level. Whatever this is, take it there. You know what I'm saying? It's like you've got the skill set, you just need the confidence, and that it's like, it's not the, so this is like turning your back on it. This is like, go forward with it, go for it, whatever this is saying. Now this is your modifier, so you've still got 3 cards to come, but it's basically saying that if you are wanting to change your job in the future, if you are wanting, if you've already got something in mind, particularly if it's a bit of a scary jump for you, if it's talking about something that is maybe like going into, like either going into your own work, working for yourself, working like creating a company, a small company, a partnership, it's about that, because the 3 is talking about working with others and having that confidence with others and other people around you. So it's something very much linked into that. Take it to the next level, take that step, take that jump, take it to the next level, whatever that means. I don't know why, that is literally what I am getting round and round and round and round my head. So we'll do your drop. There we go, definitive drop again. Oops, that one, and that one. So there we go. Be careful where I put the cards. Ooh, interesting. Right, okay. So hang on. I muted it because I've got a dry mouth. So in the past, we've got the Emperor. Now this could represent you, this could represent somebody else, but the Emperor is boss energy, right? So if this is talking about somebody else, then it's talking about whoever you're working for now. If you've got a boss, a boss, I think you might have, I don't know whether you work for yourself or not, but anyway, whoever it is that is the employer, whoever it is that is the person that writes the paychecks, they've got a very distinct energy right now. They've got a very like authoritative energy. It's almost like you don't get a lot of freedom of choice with what you do at the moment. And the Emperor is very much like this and this and this, and you've got to do this and then do this by this and do that by that. And it's an authority role where like every I has to be dotted, every T has to be crossed, everything has to be done completely by the book, to the point where it's almost like the boss energy is breathing over your neck the whole time, kind of making sure that you're doing what you should be doing. Does that make sense? And basically that energy can be really positive for some people. Like if you need guidance all the time, that's a great boss to have, you know, somebody that's kind of like nudging you in the right direction each time, like a pinball machine. But if you're somebody who prefers to work under your own steam and get things done because you know how to get things done, then this can be really, really like it can really hold you back. And so this could be where, if you are looking to change career soon, if it's because of whatever this is, like the changes that have happened, because again, this is only in the recent past, so whatever this Emperor energy is, this is really kind of kicking in quite intensely. Does that make sense? So it really is kind of saying, like, at the moment, because we've got this security kind of confidence energy, it's almost like you're not able to make those decisions at the moment because you've got this person making the decisions for you. Does that make sense? So it's almost like, so example for me with tarot reading, right? I was asked to go and work on, and in fact they've messaged a few times, one of these companies that you can sometimes see advertised on YouTube, where they talk about, they basically, so the advert is something like, you'll have somebody sat there and they'll go, I remember the client very well. They were having difficulties in a relationship, and the cards helped me help this client and helped the client to see what the reality was. And then 6 months later, I met the client in the street and they told me how happy their life had been with my guidance. You too can have this. Just book in at ... And it was one of these, right? But I couldn't choose when I worked. I couldn't choose how I worked. I had to work to their script. And the idea was to keep people on the line as long as possible. Now, obviously, in that situation, that isn't something that's right for me. And so I was like, no, thank you. Not my place of employment. And it's that sort of energy that this is bringing up for you. It almost feels like you could go off and be your own boss, or you could go off and do things with a bit more autonomy. But right now, this Emperor energy is kind of keeping you it's keeping you safe. Like, it means you've got a paycheck and you've got, 9 to 5 or whatever your hours are, you know where you are, but it's quite stifling. So if that is something you want to get out from under, say, I don't know, say you work at the moment for a large corporation, and you want to get under that and do something in the same field but do it for yourself, that's what this is referring to. If you want to say, if you are working for a large corporation and you want to go off and become I don't know, you want to go and run a tea company and do something completely different, that's where this energy comes from. Now, in the present, we've got the 5 of Pentacles. Now, this is it's a weird card, right? Pentacles is money and work. We've already established that tonight. So this is talking about finances and career. Now, the stained glass here is really interesting because this card has got 2 sides. This is the side which is you are outside. And so at the moment, things do not feel cozy. However, you could be worse off by being inside and kind of having this feeling of being trapped. Like, yes, this is outside. Yes, you're in the snow and the ice, but you've got the freedom. You're choosing to be there. You are choosing where you are right now to kind of have this situation where, yes, it looks a little bit like a beggar. Potentially that's what this person is, but there is an element here where they are their own boss still. So even though things aren't perfect, you've got this light here, look, you've got this shining element here, but there is still this element where things aren't great right now. But when you flip it, it could be, so this is that warning of grass is always greener, or grass is sometimes not greener on the other side. Because although this person is inside, they don't have, they've now got far more worries because they've got to keep the electric running and keep the heat on and pay for the rent and pay for the upkeep and pay for everything else. So there's this real dichotomy on this card. And it's kind of like, actually, which of these 2 characters looks happier? And although it's hard to see, this person doesn't look anywhere near as bereft. They're kind of accepting of their lot and doing what they can to move forward. Whereas this person is like, holy crap, I'm now in this gilded, it's like the gilded prison. You know what I mean? Like, you can have the most luxurious prison. It can have gold bars everywhere and you could be fed caviar. But if you are locked up 23 hours a day, it's still a prison. It doesn't matter how exciting, how wonderful. You could have like works of art all over the walls, a Monet there, whatever. And it's still a prison because you're still locked up and confined, even though it's a gilded cage. And it's kind of got that feeling at the moment about the workplace. So this is really saying to you at the moment, look, it's not great where you are, but maybe just hang on a little bit because things might not be greener on the other side. Like, yes, this is kind of, it's not the best of situations, but it could be worse. You could be tied into something and completely locked down. In the future to come, we've got another Pentacles. We've got the Four of Pentacles. And this one for me, look, if I show you at this side, this is really about like grasping where you are headed, working out your path and doing things for yourself. This side, it's got all of that energy about it, but we're also talking about these elemental symbols here. And if you look here, we've got like a fireball in the front where you are burning bridges, potentially, you know, creating issues and doing all of that. With this one, you haven't got that. So you've got a slightly different energy about the card. And for me, what the Four of Pence is saying, it's like you need to make sure that you aren't burning bridges, and you need to make sure if you jump that you are going for the right reasons, particularly because look at the card. So this one, this figure looks really like imperial, like majestic, all of these, like a magician, magi, all the rest of it. But this one, they're sat on this stool, and it's kind of saying like, this is the Instagram world and this is the reality. You know what I mean? It's like, look at me, I'm floating, I've got this throne, everything's wonderful. You're actually sat on a bloody hard bench right now. And it's saying that like, your question is very simple. Are you going to get a new job in the future? The question that the cards are wanting to answer is, look at the situation you are in right now. Okay, so look at that situation, look at the fact that actually you've got opportunities and pluses and negatives where you are, right? So the grass might not always be greener, and it might feel right now that you've got this emperor leaning over you, this authoritative issue leaning over you, but actually it could be a hell of a lot worse. And it almost feels like at the moment, this is a time of consolidation. So whilst I'm not saying that, you know, longer term, I don't think there's going to be a new job in the next 6 weeks, which is roughly 6 weeks to 2 months is kind of where I see. Now, it may well be, I'm going to get the dragons one more time. Dragons, we need one more card for Glenn for the slightly longer term. So we're talking February onwards. So yeah, February time. Are we looking at anything there? So let me just have a little look-see, because it does feel at the moment like you need to make sure sometimes the grass isn't always greener, right? Okay, so to come, we've got the King of Cups. So Cups is emotions. The King, in this case, you've got your back to it, but that's neither here nor there largely. But what we've got bookended is a Emperor, which is very authoritative by the book energy, and the King of Cups, which is passion. Cups is all about what floats your boat. So this is talking about finding that passion, and at the moment, because this is reversed, it's saying that it's something that you might not be aware of. So there might be something that you're like, oh, I really want to do XYZ, but right now that isn't possible now. But in the weeks and months to come, those certainly couple of months time, there will be some changes happening. So what I would say in all honesty is not in the immediate near future. In the slightly longer future, there is going to be an element coming in, and it's going to be a very similar type person to the Emperor. So whatever this boss energy is, whatever this complication is, there's going to be a similar energy coming in, but it's going to allow you to follow that dream, to follow what it is that you actually want to achieve. And the fact that we've got all of these cards coming up, which is talking about like this not being the time, and it kind of like it's a bit of an iffy time right now, it would seem to suggest that the cards are saying like, look, count your blessings right now, but keep an open mind for what's to come, because it feels like there is going to be in the next few months, again, I did say February, so around February time, there is going to be somebody bringing an opportunity to you, or something that will come up that will actually have all of that positive energy and will be that thing that you go, oh my God, this is so exciting. This is what I've been waiting for. Fuck me, Lisa told me this would happen. It's going to be one of those moments, right? This wand, this security is really talking about like, have the confidence, but also kind of where you are right now, you have some security. Does that make sense? It's like the better the devil you know, better the emperor you know, rather than the better the boss you know than the boss you don't. There's that kind of thing at the moment. So it's kind of like, bide your time. It's not quite right for you now. It will come, and when it does, you will know, because you'll find whatever this boss energy means for you, somebody will come in a similar position with very, very different energy, and that will spark, and that will be where you need to head. Hopefully that makes sense, my darling. Yeah, let me know if it does. Whatever's happening, you know, I wish you nothing but all the very, very best. And yeah, bide your time. Bide your time. Right. Hopefully that makes sense, Glenn. Let me take that one off. Right, let's have a look at the chat. Oh gosh, hang on a second. Right, let me have a look. As it says on the thing, I can't read. Spoke last night about taking the leap. Oh, what? Hang on. Oh, bide your time. Might not be the right moment yet, but bide your time. Oh, people talking about Tony Blair. What? Let's have a look. I can't. Right, so I've gone back in the chat a fair bit. As I said earlier, I've got Solicito next. No, I've got, sorry, Rosario next, and then Solicito, and then Jess. Those are the next people in. That's all I've got starred. So unfortunately, if I haven't seen it, we've literally got 17 minutes left now. I can go a little bit over because, you know, I can, so I'll try and do as many as I can, but that is those are the only questions I've got in. So if other people have asked questions, I can't get to them, unfortunately. As I said, if you've asked a question in the chat, I've said I've got your question, I've starred it, and I've got that on the list. If I haven't said that, it literally means I haven't seen it, which basically means that the cards aren't here for you tonight, if that makes sense, because like as the chat flows, I will see certain requests and not others, and so I will see the ones, and as I see the ones that are coming up, I will get that answered, if that makes sense. I will star it and get that answered. Let me have a look see. Solicito, you've asked this question a couple of weeks back about your boss's help sincere. He helps you a lot. We said that there was an ulterior motive going on, and maybe your boss had some other ideas, or maybe you had ideas on your boss. I can't remember which way around it was, but I remember having this exact conversation a couple of weeks back. But unfortunately, so I will throw the cards for you in a second, but oh wow, that's really cool. In a few months, that, you know, will give you the chance to make a different path. Thank you. Oh, that's really cool. That's really interesting. Wow, really interesting. Right, cool. Oh, Rosario, I'm your first. Fantastic. Let me have a look then. So your question is here. A general love reading. Right, absolutely. I will do that for you. Nanette, you can ask a question. Yeah, absolutely. Right then. So Rosario, a general love reading for Lothario, I nearly said. There we go. Right. Rosario, Dragons, Rosario would like to know a general love reading, please. They've never had a reading before, and so we're going to be there first. So we want nice cards, please. Well, informative cards. No, I was about to say no wishy-washy, but no higgledy-piggledy cards, just really informative cards, please, Dragons. And if you know anything about this, Rosario is a Libra Sun, Sagittarius Moon. I don't know what any of that means. I don't do the astrology. I don't do any of that because there's too many stars and too many signs and too many in the first quarter with a moon rising and don't do any of that. I know, right? I'm a bad witch. Never learned astrology. Never learned any of that. I can, though, if I look out in the sky, I can tell you where Orion is, and I can tell you where the plough is, the saucepan, at different times of the year. That's the only two I can spot. Astronomy, I know that is, but in terms of astrology, I know very little, not my field of expertise. I am a bloody good tarot reader, but the only thing I know about astrology is about Gemini and Taurus, and that's only because I'm a Gemini and Rufus is a Taurus. So there you go. And I don't know what my moon, my rising, or I don't even know what that is. I don't know what house I'm in, or, you know, I don't know any of that stuff. So yeah, but thanks for the knowledge, because the dragons will know. So we're going to do your cut. There we go, that's your cut. And again, because these cards are double-sided, I've got really good recently at keeping eye contact with all of y'all, so that I don't look at the cards before they come up. So when I literally straighten them up like now, that's when we get to see them again. Lots of, thank you dragons, lots of definitive cards tonight, loving this. So when I talk about definitive cards, I'm talking about major arcana, minor arcana. So if you don't know, the tarot is separated into two different sections. The major arcana are the ones you always see on telly. They're the ones that have got like the Lovers and the Fool, all the ones that are named like the something, or like perseverance, like justice, right? They're all those type of cards. The minor cards are the ones that are like the Three of Swords, the Four of Cups, the Five of Wands, the Six of Swords, like they're those cards, right? So the major cards are the headlines, the minor cards are the bits that make up the story. On this reading, out of 3 cards, you've got 2 major cards. So these are like 2 headline cards out of 3. There's only 22 headline cards in the deck, and there's 50 odd of the 54, I think it is. Brain isn't working. 58, 54, can't remember. But there's 56, sorry, 56, thank you very much. There are 56 of the minor like detail cards. So to have a reading with only 3 cards and to have 2 major cards in it is a big deal. So I asked for definitive, we got definitive. In the past, Rosario, this is talking about relationships. You have gone through a bit of shit, right? Bit of shit, bit of a crappy time in the past. Now, I'm not the sort of tarot reader that would just say, oh, you've gone through a bad time. We've all had bad relationships in the past. God knows I had a couple of them. I had 1 or 2. One previous one previous owner. No, but you know what I mean, right? So you've had, how can I put this delicately? Fuck it. Right. So you had a whatever this was, whether it was a full-blown relationship or whether it was something that was gearing up for it and then went sour, it really did do a number on you. It impacted you quite a lot. And the reason I'm saying that is because we're talking about swords. So that's trouble and strife. That is the challenges in life. The 6 is like moving away from that, crossing. This is supposed to be the river Styx. So this is like moving into the afterlife. This is really like putting all of those troubles behind you. And if you look, like they look here like they're part of the boat, and this is really moving away from them and sidelining those issues. This way round, it's like those issues are blocking your past, and they are, you have to move away from them. This way it's more choice, that way it's more forced, right? So this way it's talking about you've chosen to move beyond what happened and find a different path. You've chosen to like step away from your past relationships, your past love life. If it's something where you haven't had a past love life before, if you haven't had that, you know, you've met the one or whatever, or the one for now, no judgment. If you haven't done that, then this is talking about that sense of loneliness, that sense of longing, taking you down a different path. Okay, now when I say different path, I don't mean like you've always been into men and now you fancy women. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about literally like how you handle relationships, how you handle the search for love, to take you down a different road. Now, before I tell you about this next card, I have to give you a warning. This card is not what it says on the tin. This card has got all sorts of connotations in mainstream media, okay? And Rosario, you have to trust me. This does not mean what the card says on the tin. It does not mean what the card says it's called. It means something very profound that's very, very different. Do not get scared, right? There's 2 cards I always give that warning for. One is the devil, the other one is the death card. This doesn't mean death, right? Particularly in this deck. Look at the difference. Ready? This is a standard death image. This is this card. This is the back of this card. Death in tarot simply means the ending of one situation and therefore the beginning, the opening of something else. It talks about transition and transformation. So from a caterpillar's perspective, right, when the caterpillar enters that cocoon, arguably that is the death of that caterpillar. But that caterpillar enters a cocoon and transforms, transitions into its future self. And that butterfly, that moth, is never going to happen unless there is the death of the caterpillar. Okay, that's really, really important to remember. So this is not death as in like people around you or yourself are going to end. This is talking about the end of a chapter of your life. But it's a significant chapter. So if you've been in a relationship in the past and it's ended, this is what it's talking about. It's talking about you for once and for certain having that closure and being able to move on. Okay, if this is a situation where you haven't had that sort of relationship in the past, it's really talking about this moment of change happening where you're going to head down that path where that is highly suited. If you actually look at this card, look, you can see this figure here. It's not going to focus, is it? This figure here is a dancing figure. This is like new life, reborn. These two figures are representing like different elements, wisdom and all of that. They've got red, which is like fire and water, so different elements coming in. This is talking about that situation. Eddie Izzard, the comedian, she used to do a joke which she would talk about being the god of creation. You have to also be the god of destruction, because otherwise you go, boom, I've created this universe. Look at this. You don't like that? Okay, I'll just go and put that in the garage then, along with the 17 others I created this week. What about this one? Poof. Like, doesn't work, does it? You've got to be able to go, poof, look at this cake. Oh, this is a lovely cake. It's made with wasabi sauce and ginger beer and green eggs, and it's got icing on it that is made out of marzipan and cream fondant. And you'll go, ugh. But unless you're the god of destruction as well, you go, that's horrible, but now we've got to eat it because it's there. You know what I mean? You can't just go poof. And this death moment is talking about that transition. You've got to get rid of the past to be able to move forward, and this is really important for you right now. It's about ending what was and stepping into what can be. Hopefully that makes sense to you. The future card is also, so this is the next 6 weeks to 2 months about, this is talking about what's headed your way. Now you're talking about your love life. We've got the moon. So there are two different ones in this. We've got this one here, look, where she's talking about like navel gazing, but the standard image of the moon is this one. So it's got this lunar energy. Now for me, the moon is about spirituality, but also about femininity, which is why we've got this naked figure here with her belly. And although it's not depicted, a lot of times the moon is depicted possibly pregnant. The Empress is sometimes depicted as pregnant as well. Now, it doesn't mean that you are going to be pregnant, but it means that this is talking about that cycle of life. And for me, when we're talking about relationships and love life, we are talking about that, you know, the ebbs and flow of relationships, but also that feeling of, you know, one door closes, another door opens, and you have to finish one chapter to read the next chapter. You know what I mean? It's like to be able to enjoy Empire Strikes Back, I think that's the second one, you've got to kind of know who Luke and Leia are. You know what I mean? You've got to know that the bad guy is Darth Vader. You can't really watch the middle of a trilogy on its own, and it's about that. So the moon is talking about, it's very spiritual energy, very connecting with the, you know, with the cosmos, with the universe, all of that. But it's also talking about your own sense of like self, your own sense of feminine energy, and your, like, regardless of how you identify your gender, it's talking about that element among us that is very water based, very sort of easy to go with the flow, but also very, very emotionally charged. So the moon energy, like there's a reason people that it was called lunatics, because it was said to happen around a lunar cycle, around the time of the moon. Now there's a lot of sexism involved in that. There's a lot of misogyny. Oh, a woman's on her period, it's the time of the month, she must be mad. A lot of stuff like that. It's not talking about that. Obviously not just women have periods, but we're talking about that situation where, like, the moon here is really hang on, I just got a thing. So the moon here, let me finish. The moon here is talking about like going with the flow, finding that inner peace, and going with that, kind of getting back in touch with your inner self. And certainly that, God, I sound like such a hippie, that earth mother goddess energy. Does that make sense? Hopefully that makes sense. And then that will lead you from whatever you've gone through and whatever relationship stuffs you've gone through into a new one. Now, what I was going to say is that, interesting, the moon can also be looking at a timeline. So the moon can also be looking at full moon. Now, we've just had a full moon. This is the new moon, the dark moon. This is the full moon. So we've just had a full moon. So we could be looking at a month. So this could be saying that within this next month, if you're in a relationship that's really going badly wrong, that is going to end and clear that space within the next month. If it's already happened and it's already gone bad, then it could well be that you are going to find that inner space, that clearance, find that mental clarity in the next month. Okay. Hopefully some of that made sense to you. I really, really hope it did. Yeah, let me know, and I wish you nothing but all the very best, my darling. Thank you very, very much for your question, Rosario, and thank you for being here. Let us know in the next month, like, come back to the channel, let us know what's happening, because it will be really interesting to know you know, where things are in a month's time. It'll be really, really interesting. So anyway, my darling, that is your reading. Thank you very, very much for this evening, and I will see you on another stream. Thank you very much. And I'm going to move on to another reading now, and I believe it is hang on, it is Solicito. I can see that you're here in the chat, so I'm going to take that one down, do this, and I'm going to get to your reading straight after this. Yes, indeed. You can, of course, go across to fiverr.com/Beyond Authentic, spelt with an I rather than the one. So over here, look, the same as it is here. No, sorry, with the one. Yes, with the one. That one there, with the one. Go across to fiverr.com/Beyond Authentic. If you start, I've just realized I typed this wrong. Oh my gosh, hang on a second, everyone. Right, WYRDLING. There we go. Save that. There we go. So if you want it, you can go over there, book a 6-card reading. I'll upgrade you to a 10-card one. All you need to do is start your question over there with the word weirdling, not authentic, with the word weirdling, that one there. So if you do that, I'll upgrade you automatically to a 10-card reading. It's done on video. I send you the video across, and it's normally the 6-card readings are normally about 20 minutes or so. The 10-card readings can be like a full-on half-hour, really like quite intense, 40 minutes. It can be any sort of length like that. It's normally about half an hour to 40 minutes of quite an intense reading with 10 cards. So yeah, if you want that, go over and book it. Yeah, that. I forgot what I was doing then. Right. Solicito, I've got your question. Let me just have a look, because I think you've just changed your question, didn't you? I do need a wee. Oh, Wolf Boyo's going. Okay, my darling, I will see you very good. You'll be joining again next week. Okay, my darling. Have a lovely, lovely time, Wolf Boyo. Have a lovely week. I will speak to you very soon. Solicito, I've got you here. I'm sure I saw. Oh, there we go. Can you get a general reading on your small business? I will certainly find out from the dragons for you. dropping it. My hands are getting tired. After nearly 2 hours of shuffling, my hands are getting tired. So then, Dragons, Solicito would like to know general reading, particularly on their small online business, if you can. So that is what Solicito is specifically looking for today. So they're running a small business and they would like to know a general reading. But if you can look at, whoops, here we go, we've had one drop. If you can look at the small business in particular, that is what they want to know. So then, your modifying card, we've had lots of modifiers tonight. Your modifying card is the Knight of Pentacles in its most positive way. Look, so oh, my hands do not want to work now. That's the negative aspect. So look, dark and a bit gloomy. This is really positive. So I would say overall, Pentacles is a really good one for work and money. That's really good in terms of running your own business. The Knights are really interesting energy. So the Knights are talking about, they tend to be the ones in the deck that act first and think later. And even if somebody said to them, oh, you do realize if you do this, X, Y, Z will happen, they're going to do it anyway, to hell with the consequences. So just be a little bit aware of that, right? It can be that sort of rushing in really quick energy. So just be a little bit aware about that. So I'm going to do your drop. Hang on. There we go. It didn't feel right. So there we go. Do your drop. I have to make sure everything's lined up so that literally as things drop, they go wherever they want to go. And then you've got past, present and future. Let's have a look. So we've got, ooh, okay. Oh, okay. Right. Okay. Past. Business wise, what has happened in the recent past where you've made this big change, big change? Because once again, now, one thing you'll notice if you watch my streams regularly, you'll notice that certain cards have a habit of popping back up. So again, as we were talking about with a previous reading, I don't think it was the one before, I think it was the one before that. This card does not mean what it says on the tin. We've got death, but it's come up the other way depicted now. Cards flip. So this is now talking about an end, but it feels like an end to a previous working life, because this is to do with your work. So I know that your original question was about your boss, but this feels like something else. So this is in the slightly more recent past. So it feels like there's been quite a significant change in your working habits, in how you run the business recently. So it could be you've diversified into a new area. It could be that the whole business is something that's very new and you're like testing the waters, or you're all in, but it's a very new project and you've kind of made, excuse me, you made quite a big leap from where you were and doing what you were doing to where you're headed now and what you want to be doing. And that transition is taking a bit of a toll, but also it's taken you in a new tangent, like a stub, like a new offshoot, if you like. Now, because we've got this Knight, this feels almost like it could be, and again, because we've got the colder aspect, it could be a little bit of out of the frying pan into the fire. So it could be that actually that change has happened, and this has been, happened in the fairly recent past, but actually it's a lot scarier than you thought it was going to be. There's a lot more to do than you thought was going to be happening. You've been working hard, you stopped for 4 months and you restarted this holiday. The changes you made are a lot better. Great reactions. Oh, fantastic. So that will be the change, the stopping and the restarting. And if there's been an element where you were like, I just want to give it all up altogether, I just can't be asked, it's all wrong, I just want to end it, done. And then like you're there going, oh, but actually, So last year I tried to open a small witchy shop online, and we were doing lots of different bits and pieces with a good friend of mine. And then because of my cancer treatment and because my head was up my arse and lots of things, it petered out because I did not have the time or energy to devote to it. So Kirsty took her items, and I think she's now selling them locally where she lives, and I'm now looking at perhaps next year restarting some kind of online shop and doing things like that again, but in a much scaled down version even from what we were, which is originally very, very small. But that change, that for me would be where this death card comes in. It's that moment of absolute an end of an era, start of something new. So again, for you, if you've had to rejig, rebrand, rework things, that's where that death element comes in. Now, the Queen of Cups is in your presence. Now, and it's in the positive aspect again, so lots of interesting cards. Now, the Queen of Cups, the Cups is about your passions, the things you love doing, the things that spark joy. The Queen in this instance would represent yourself, because this is really talking about taking control and dealing with the emotional element of work, as well as dealing with what makes you happy, but also, oh my God, hang on, I've got cramp. Oh gosh, hang on. Sorry, everyone. I've got cramp. Oh my God, my leg. This is my body telling me you've been here for 2 hours. You need to go. Oh, wow. But yeah, so this is really talking about, like, queens are majestic, right? They bring people along with them. They are very good at ruling, but they are very good at ruling from the heart. So the emperor that we had before and the kings that we had before, they tend to rule with the head slightly more. The queens tend to rule slightly more with the heart. I know it's a sexist, misogynistic, but that's the way that the cards are suited here. Now, the Queen may represent you. It probably represents your feelings towards where you are with the business. And it feels like the Queen of Cups is a really positive card. Okay, if it was the Queen of Swords, there's challenges to overcome. If it was the Queen of Wands, you need to feel confident about what you're doing. The fact that it's the Queen of Cups means that it feels whatever this change was, it's closer to what you want to be doing, and it's closer to what, if you were to write down everything that in a running a business that would make you happy, it's like you are now far closer to that end goal than you were in the previous iteration. Does that make sense? Now, this is in the present, so this is a really good element for kind of where you are now, what you're doing. It feels like a better fit. Does that make sense? And it's almost like, when you go shopping, say if you go shopping for a dress or you go shopping for a suit, whatever it is, right? You go shopping for a specific item and you think to yourself, I don't know, I want a tuxedo, right? Just imagine you want a tuxedo. So you think to yourself, I want a fun tuxedo. I want it to be purple. I'm going to get a green shirt, a bit like the Joker from Batman, or Daphne from Scooby-Doo with that purple and green. It's why I love purple and green eyeshadow. But anyway, you're like, oh, I'm going to get this. This is going to work. It's going to look really good. And then you get in the shop and you try it on and you go, what the hell was I thinking? And instead of that, you end up with something that's kind of got a similar vibe, a little bit of left field, but actually suits you far better. And it's about that. It's about your expectations may not be where you thought, what you thought would make you happy didn't. So the death card comes in for that transition, and where you are now is much closer to where you actually want to be. It's like now you've got a really cool smart suit, and it's like, instead of it being this like 70s 80s tux, it's now this really refined thing, and you might have a little bit of purple piping on it, which brings in the purple you wanted, and a green pocket scarf, for instance, or a green tie, and that brings your color scheme in a classic way. So although you go in there thinking, I want to look like the Joker from, Batman in the 60s, you come out looking like this suave, like elegant, suave person about, this sort of James Bond type character. Still very similar aesthetic, just with a much more graceful end goal. Does that make sense? And it feels like you were in the Joker element and now you're in the James Bond element. Hopefully that makes sense to you, because whatever you're doing, again, this is okay. So there's actually 3 cards. This card is not what it means on the tin either, right? And it's not the devil. You've got the death card. So the other one would be the fool. Now, this doesn't mean that you are being foolish. This doesn't mean that you are like on the wrong path or anything like that. The fool is the first card of the tarot story, the major arcana. It's the number 0 because it's literally starting the journey. And this is talking about there is going to be in the next 6 weeks to 2 months, because that's all I see generally, it's all I read for, in the coming block of time. So between now and the end of January, beginning of Feb, you are going to have this feeling of starting things for the first time, trying things out, learning, starting this new journey. So literally going on a path where your business has gone through a significant change. It's far closer to what you want it to be doing now. And actually, in the longer term future, you've got this new journey of discovery, what it means for you, what it means for your business, and more importantly, how it connects. Because all the way through this, don't forget, we've got this Knight of Pentacles kind of overseeing, and it feels like there is a growth here, that the Knight energy before the Death card came in, it was kind of like, I'm going to go and do this. And then you tried that and you were like, oh, actually, I don't really like it as much as I thought. And actually, it's not really for me. Again, like that purple suit where you put it on and you go, oh, yes, I look a bit of an idiot, don't I? Like purple suit, green shirt, like, yeah, maybe not. And then you do the rejig. And so all of this is really talking about you moving into this new zone, this new area where you're going to go on this journey of discovery. And the Fool is a really interesting card, because the Fool's journey has all of the positive cards of the deck, all of the negative cards, all of the reversals, all of that is yet to come. So it really does feel like your business is at the brand new start of a brand new venture, and it sounds really exciting. So yeah, I hope you can take that, my darling. I really, really do. It looks really positive in terms of longer term. I don't think like you're going to be on the Fortune 500 or whatever it is, on the NASDAQ or whatever they call it. I don't think you'll be like, you know, issuing stocks and shares. You're not going to be a millionaire tomorrow, but it does feel like you've got 2023 feels like a year of discovery for you and your business. It feels like that is when things are going to really kind of open up for you, and you're going to start that year in a whole different aspect and probably end it in a very different aspect. You're going to learn a hell of a lot, but also it's going to be a massive growth year for you, because you have that Death card in the past, that ending, and that Zero card for the future, that new beginning. And right in between, you've got the peace and that kind of fulfillment element of the Queen of Cups. Hopefully that helps, my darling. I really hope it does. It is now 9:15 here in the UK. Normally we end at 9 o'clock, so I've gone way over time. Thank you so much to everybody for watching. Unfortunately, who was it that I didn't get to? Just me. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to get to that tonight. If you come back next Sunday, Jess, I will make sure that I have your name written down, and I will get to your reading as one of the first cabs off the rank next Sunday. Everybody else that's asked questions, I'm so sorry if I haven't seen them and I haven't said to you that I've got your question and it's in, then unfortunately I either just didn't see it or it just didn't pop out at me at the time when I was looking for them. But again, it's that thing of I can only read for the people that I am drawn to. So, you know, that is really, really super important. And I absolutely do my best to get through as many people that as I can. So then, but that is it for me tonight. Don't forget, if you want to support myself in this channel, you can go across here, buymeacoffee.com/beyondauthentic, spelt the same as it is there. And you can buy me a coffee for just, I think it's $3, or you can sign up to be a channel member, where you will get exclusive videos a day early, some Q&As. There will be one before Christmas, everybody that's a channel member. And other bits and pieces. You saw the idents before anybody else did, things like that you can get over there, as well as some interesting things that I've got planned for next year. It might be my own full year as well. There might be a whole new journey starting for next year. Right, Jess, hang on a second then, my darling, give me 1 second. Right, so you've got an interview tomorrow. Right, I'll tell you what, Jess, when am I going to do another live morning stream? Hopefully on Thursday, but there may well be some sort of live stream on Wednesday. I might be doing some tarot on Wednesday. I haven't decided yet. I'm still working on how I can read streams at different times on this channel without moderators, which is why I've got Nightbot, because I can't say to people, I'm going online now. Oh, I'm not going on. I'm going online tomorrow. Oh no, maybe I'll go on Thursday. Oh no, I don't feel like it on Thursday. So that's basically why I am trying to get my head around this Nightbot thing, so that I can just jump on if I feel like doing an hour of tarot reading, which is my goal for next year, is to be a lot more, like, to do a lot more readings. So Jess, you've got an interview tomorrow, and you probably want to know. I haven't seen the exact question, but if you are wanting to know how it's going to go, I will pull you some cards. That wasn't a card flipping, that was me just dropping a card because I'm crap. So basically, Jess, you want to know, right, pop your question in the chat now, my darling. Pop the question in the chat. Do you want to know advice on how to do the interview, or do you want to know how it's going to go? Do you just want to know like what the cards are saying it's going to happen? Let me know in the chat if you can do ASAP. And I will get to that now. I will get to that now. Let me just have a look through. Thank you, Ed. You love the lives. Thank you, my darling. Thank you for being amazing on the Facebook. I still need your address so I can send you this letter. Facebook me. Another great evening. Thank you, Lisa. Good night, everyone. Have a great week. Thank you, Patricia, my darling. We'll see you very soon. Oh, what's this? You do understand. Oh, fabulous. Thank you very much. That is so cool. Anna Martins, unfortunately, we are out of time now, my darling. So you want to know how to handle the interview. Right then, my darling. Okay, Jess. So, dragons. The last one. Jess would like to know, she's got an interview tomorrow. How does she prepare for the interview? How does she handle herself? And what is the outcome? Let's have a look. So generally, is she going to get the job, or what can she do to put herself, you know, in good standing? Let's put it that way. So should we do 3 cards, or do we do 2 cards? We'll do 2 cards, dragons. We'll do 2 cards. And we'll do, I'll tell you what, dragons, we'll do 2 cards and an outcome. 2 cards on how to handle the interview, 1 on the outcome. Okay. I don't know why I'm getting 2. I'm literally getting the infinity symbol. I've got a big light here, so if I close my eyes, I can see it like. Why is my camera? What? Don't know what happened then. My camera went off, but I was still here. I didn't miss anything. So then let's do your drop. Oh no, I've done that drop. So we just do 1, 2, and 3. Let's have a look. So 1 and 2, and then 3. Interesting. These cards have all come up before. Interesting. Right. So how to handle yourself tomorrow. We've got the 7 of Swords in its walk away from things aspect, and we've got the 4 of Pentacles in its upfront aspect. So the 7 of Swords, issues, obstacles, challenges, right? So this is saying don't take on too much in the interview. Don't try and, like, be honest, answer the questions, but don't try and take on too much. So if people are saying to you like, oh, how would you handle this situation? What would you do with that? How would you do this? Be very honest. If you don't know, don't bullshit. Like, if there are issues around, like, deal with what you can deal with, answer the questions you can genuinely answer, and if you can't, say to them, you know, at the moment I don't know how I would handle that situation, and hopefully there would be supervisors, team leaders, CEOs, whoever, you know, there'll be people around me that I can go to for advice. There'll be what's the word I'm looking for? Not moderator. What's the word I'm looking for? A mentor. Like, hopefully, you know, if this was to happen, hopefully I'd ask advice from people more senior to me. I would look to maybe have a mentor within the company when I'm first starting to blah, 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 blah. All of that, right? So this is really saying don't take on too many issues when you go for the interview. Don't try and take on too many challenges. Like, deal with what you can deal with comfortably, and if there's stuff being thrown at you, feel free to say, actually, I'm not sure that I can help with this. I'm not sure that I can answer that question. because I don't know enough about it. I would need to ask more questions. Okay, that's what the 7 is giving me. The 4 is giving me, but having said that, have faith in your skills. So the 4 of Pence is again talking about money and work, but this is, look, this labyrinth here is about finding your path through. And this image, this is not somebody who's lost. This is not somebody who's unconfident. They are making these orbs float. Okay, so this is like a magi. They've got magic here. Look, they are making these orbs float. So this is about having confidence in your ability to earn that money, in your ability to work, having confidence in the things that you have achieved, your skill set. Be firm. So don't bullshit and say you can speak 17 languages if you can't. But if you can speak 3 languages fairly okay, say you can speak 3 languages fairly okay. Say to them, you know, I'm fluent in English, I'm fluent in Malaysian, and I'm okay in Spanish. Or, you know, I can speak Italian really well. I am, you know, I can have conversational Austrian, and I know a little bit of German. Whatever it is, right? If that's that sort of situation, say what you're good at, but also speak about your own limitations and say, you know, I'm fluent in 3 languages, and I'm passing, you know, I can have minor conversations in a couple of others. But if you wanted me to translate in the workplace, I might have to do a bit of research to catch up on work-based terms. Don't go in there and say, like in Hollywood, where you get an actress who says, oh yes, and I can speak Italian, and I can ride horses, and they go, oh great, we're now going to put you in the Italian version of the 3 Musketeers, and you are going to play D'Artagnan. And you go, okay, Formaggio Puccini, and you fall off the horse. You know what I mean? Not great, is it? So that would be the interview advice. The outcome, we've got the 3 of Wands. Now, this is really interesting, because this is talking about, in this case, Wands is your sense of security, okay? And this is about maybe having a different sense of security and what makes you feel confident than what you expect. So how to put this in real terms: even if you don't get this job, the interview itself is going to be worthwhile for something else. Okay, so there's nothing here 100% yes or 100% no in either case, but this really is saying, like, this is you learning the next steps that you need to do for the longer term. Okay, does that make sense? So it could well be that you're not right for this job, but the company like something about you, and in a month's time they'll be like, right, you applied for a job as a receptionist, but actually we think there's an opening in our sales department that we think you'll be much better for, or whatever. You know what I mean? So it's almost that feeling of, whatever happens, have faith in your own strengths and confidence, because that is what you're going to get out of this interview. If it leads to a job, great. If it doesn't, there's still a really positive thing that's coming in here, and it's about your sense of confidence, your sense of self-expression, self-esteem, how you see yourself and your worth, and that is really positive. Also, if it's something to do with working in small teams, so if the job is around a small team or working with a small group of people, then this could also be really beneficial there. So it's not a pentacle. So like, this is your pentacle saying that, you know, this is career and money and work. This isn't saying that you're definitely going to get the job, but if there is something, if it's working within a small team or working with, you know, to build a small team or anything like that, then that's particularly good, because 3s are all about stepping up and starting to build a wider community and starting to build more people. Hopefully that all makes sense. I hope, sorry again that I've run way over time tonight. For those of you that are asking for more questions, unfortunately we were supposed to end at 9 o'clock. Jess has got an interview tomorrow, which is why I said I would, you know, squeeze that one in just at the end. Normally we finish at 9 p.m. UK time, so that's why we've gone a little bit over, just to make sure that I got that reading in for Jess. Hopefully that helps, my darling. No definitive. You need to say to the boss, to the person interviewing you, that I don't know, that that, you know, you're best mates with Elon Musk. Equally, no card saying whatever you do, don't mention Elon Musk. You know what I mean? It's a case of have faith in your own abilities, feel confident about it, but also don't take on more issues than you can actually handle when we're talking about the interview. Yeah, thank you so much for your question. Thank you to everybody for joining me tonight. Don't forget, everybody, if you are wanting a reading before next Sunday, hit that bell. Hit your bell icon, because I will probably be streaming at some point between now and next Sunday. That's my plan. Hopefully we can do that. But that is going to be it for me tonight, everybody. Thank you so much for coming on. Thank you very much for being here with me this evening. Can you please do the wonderful YouTubey things, hit the ding, the like, the subscribe, and ding my bell. Ding my bell, ding dong, ding a. I know, look, when I do that, it makes their noses look like nipples. I hadn't even noticed that before. That's bizarre. But anyway, that's it from me. I'm off. This week we're going to be filming, me and Neil are going to be filming a podcast. We're going to get that done. Probably film a couple, actually, an end of year one, and also something to go out early in January. Me and Rufus has already filmed a health update, including the cancer update. That'll be coming on the other channel, Beyond Authentic Health and Beauty. That'll be coming up there this week. And as I say, keep your bell dinged, because I will be doing another stream at some point on this channel. But that is it for me tonight. I've had a really good evening. I'm desperate for a wee, so I'm going to love you all and leave you all, and I will see you very soon. And as we always say, stay you, stay true, stay authentic, and I will definitely see you next time. Bye bye.
Hi, this is Lisa. You're watching Beyond Authentic, Weird and Witchy. Don't forget, if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. And then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ding your bell, and make sure your settings are changed to all. That way YouTube should notify you each and every time I upload a video. But if you would like to support myself and this channel just a little bit more, you can always go across to buymeacoffee.com/Beyond Authentic, where you can in fact buy me a coffee. Thanks so much for those of you choosing to support me.